let's talk about is the Detroit Pistons roster set for the 2023-24 season. I think it might be some minor moves made to the roster, but I think it's set. And I like the roster. I like what they did in the offseason. But won't nobody talk about it when I say something positive. Won't nobody talk about it. Everybody just talk about the negative things that I say, and they harp on that. And that's cool, because everybody else in this space, for the most part, lie. And then, when the truth come out, I don't get no credit for telling the truth. And then all they do is just start, flipping it and trying to turn it into a sob story and shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. You got to take the cards that you was dealt. But check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. But in my opinion, man, I like what they did. They got a lot of shooting off that bench. They turned their cap space into expiring contracts. They couldn't get Cam Johnson. They wanted to get Cam Johnson. Maybe it don't work out in Brooklyn this year. You can via trade them for him. But next year they have a bunch of money, and they have more clarity on what this is. And like I said before, if Hayes continue to get it, if stay injured, Cade stay injured, Wiseman get injured again, Livers stay injured again, you just got to wipe your hands of those type of guys. I can't say Isaiah Stewart because he really was only really injured one time last year, so he built like a tank anyway. So I'm not really concerned about his injury, but the usual injury suspect, this their last time to show that they can play, because we will be relying on Livers, we will be relying on Cade, we will be relying on Wiseman, like it or not. We will be relying on those three. And you never know what happened with Monty Morris, Marcus Sasser. We may need to, or Ivy or K, we may need to rely on Killian Hayes. So, but I like the roster. I just think it's up to Monty Williams to get creative with his lineups. Obviously, they still have a huge hole at the power forward position. When you talk about modern four, I mean, obviously you can see Stewart play that a little bit. I just think he out of position there. You can see Isaiah Livers step in there and maybe try to, size up with certain guys. Bojanovic can play it. You might even see Duran and Wiseman try to do their thing and play it. Bagley might play it. They got a lot of depth. Bagley, too, on his last leg with an injury, by the way. They got a lot of depth. I mean, it's a team that should play with a lot of speed. They got a lot of versatility. We talking about guys that can drive it, guys that can shoot it, guys that can score it, guys that can facilitate. Guys, got some guys that can defend out there. Wiseman, Duran, Ashore Thompson, Ivy, they got a plethora of guys. Marcus Sasser can defend, Monty Morris can defend, Burks can defend. So now they got more versatility this year, but you got to see what it is. A lot of these guys, you got to know what they are. We don't know what a lot of these guys are individually. This will make it tough. And then you don't know a lot of these young guys are as a collective group. So individually, they trying to find themselves, and it might be a slow start to the season. But hopefully through the season, you start to see collectively as a group, they start to figure out what they are and who they are as a group. That's what you're really hoping for. But yeah, I like the roster, and I don't really think any other major moves want to be traded. And I kind of predicted that Bojanovic wouldn't get traded because it didn't make no sense. They weren't modern enough at the forward, and if he was to get traded, you have to get more modern at the power forward position. It was just simple as that. That had to be a part of a trade or part of a future deal. So a lot of competition out there, a lot of depth out there just in case some injuries come in there. But I think, I like where they at. They can do a lot of just different lineups with Sasser, Morris, Burks, Joe Harris, Bojanovic, Wiseman, Stewart, Bagley, Hayes, Cade, Ivy, Ashore, Duran. A number of guys. They can just do different lineups, different looks, and then see who's going to be your top 8 or 9 rotational players. Who knows? Jaden Ivey didn't cut the hair. Who knows? What if Jaden Ivey just, separate himself as the guy? That's really up in the air. And now you building around what he does well. What if Duran separate himself as the guy? What if Cade, recertifies himself as the guy? What if Sasser turn out to be, damn, we know he's that good. We got to move Cade to the 3. You just never know. But like the roster, it got endless possibilities, and it's up to Monty Williams to do his thing. And I just think the 5 things, well, The things that's in his control have to be preaching defense. They got a lot of great individual defenders. You know, and preaching attack the basket and not settle for threes unless you can shoot the three or it's available to you, and playing with a lot of pace. Them the three things they got to do. They got to run guys out the gym with them young legs, with them athletic guys from Bagley to Wiseman to Duran to Cade to Ivy to Sasser to Morris. They got a bunch of guys that get up and down the floor. Bojanovic get up and down the floor. You know, they got to attack the rim. That way you get Cade and Ivy getting downhill or short cutting downhill. You able to create shooting pockets and shooting space for Bojanovic, shooting space for Joe Harris, shooting space for Monty Morris, shooting space for Sasser, Alec Burke. You able to get those guys the spacing they need for shooting. But yeah, I think the roster is set. I like it. I know ESPN, ranked, them as the worst team in the NBA, and that's fine. They missed 294 games last year. That's crazy. You missed 294 games. You don't even know what this thing is. So hopefully, the one thing Tom Gores and Monty Williams and Troy we were discussing is strength and conditioning and nutrients. How we gonna overhaul this? How can we get these guys more conditioned? And the answer is not a rotation, or a rotation is somewhat the answer, but it's not player minutes and all that. It's strength and conditioning, what we serving in our cafe, what these kids eating. Let's lay out a meal plan for them. Here's what you should be eating. This is what you need to be doing. This should be a lifting schedule to keep yourself in shape in between this, that, and the third. This is what you shouldn't be eating. This is our new workout plan. As simple as this. Look here, man. We want to pick up the weights. That's the big problem. These guys don't lift weights no more, man. I still, know some dudes that played in high school. They just refused to lift weights. When it was lifting day, they just, ran around the school and tried to do pansy shit instead of get in there and lift. So, yeah, for sure. That's how I go sometimes. But, yeah, I think that, I honestly think that the roster's pretty much set. You might see a couple moves. You see Buddy Boeheim kind of got a new deal with the Pistons. I don't know. They really think he might turn into Austin Reeves. Yeah, right. But yeah, you see those things coming, happening for the Pistons or whatever. And I like the roster the way it is. The only way I'm moving Bojanovic is if I'm getting somebody that's gonna be a modern four, even if it's just for this year, into place. But we'll see. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance you get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. One time for the one time. Peace.